Hey guys, in this video we'll discuss the differences between active and passive voice. Press the subscribe button below. Let's do. You take a bath daily. The passive voice becomes a bath is taken by you daily. The active voice is used when the subject of the sentence performs the action, whereas the passive voice is used when the action is performed on the subject. Transforming the active sentence "you take a bath daily" to the passive voice involves making the object a bath the focus of the sentence. The structure changes to emphasize the action and the recipient rather than the performer. In the passive construction, a bath is taken by you daily. The phrase by you indicates who is performing the action, but the primary focus is on the action of taking a bath and its frequency. This shift can be useful for emphasizing different aspects of the information or when the performer of the action is less important. She loves her cat very much. The passive is her cat is loved very much by her. In the original sentence, she loves her cat very much. The subject she performs the action of loving, which is directed toward the object, her cat. To convert this into the passive voice, the object, her cat, becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject, she, is moved to the end. Introduced by. The verb loves is transformed into the passive form is loved, maintaining the sentence original meaning but shifting the focus from the person performing the action to the recipient of the action, which is the cat. Thus, the passive sentence reads, "The cat is loved very much by her." Does he not do his homework? The passive is his homework not done by him? In the original sentence, the subject he is performing the action of doing, which is directed towards the object his homework. To convert this into the passive voice, the object his homework becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject he is moved to the end, introduced by. The verb do is transformed into the passive form is done, and the question structure is maintained by starting with is. The negative form not is kept in its place following the verb is. Thus, the passive sentence reads, "Is his homework not done by him?" He bought 2 cups. The passive is 2 cups were bought by him. In the original sentence, subject he performs the action of buying, directed towards the object 2 cups. To convert this into the passive voice, the object 2 cups becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject he is moved to the end, introduced by. The verb bought is transformed into the passive form verb bought, maintaining the original meaning but shifting the focus to the cups. Thus, the passive sentence reads, 2 cups were bought by him. They did not eat meat. The passive is, meat was not eaten by them. In the original sentence, the subject they performs the action of not eating, directed towards the object meat. To convert this into the passive voice, the object meat becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject they is moved to the end, introduced by. The verb eat is transformed into the passive form was eaten, and negative form not is retained before the verb was. Thus, the passive sentence reads, "Meat was not eaten by them." Who broke this pen? The passive is, by whom was this pen broken? In the original sentence, the subject who is questioning the performer of the action, which is breaking the pen. To convert this into the passive voice, the object this pen becomes the subject of the sentence. The verb broke is transformed into the passive form was broken. The question structure is maintained by beginning the sentence with by whom instead of who. Thus, the passive sentence reads, "By whom was this pen broken?" Why did you beat him? The passive is, Why was he beaten by you? In the original sentence, the subject you performs the action of beating directed towards the object him. To convert this into the passive voice, the object him becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject you is moved to the end, introduced by. The verb beat is transformed into the passive form was beaten. The question structure is maintained by starting with why and rearranging the order of the subject and object. Thus, the passive sentence reads, why was he beaten by you? You will sing a song. The passive is, a song will be sung by you. In the original sentence, the subject you is performing the action of singing directed towards the object as song. To convert this into the passive voice, the object as song becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject you is moved to the end, introduced by. The verb sing is transformed into the passive form will be sung. The sentence structure changes to accommodate the passive voice while maintaining the future tense with will. Thus, the passive sentence reads, a song will be sung by you. Shall we take tea? The passive is, will tea be taken by us? To transform the sentence into a question while maintaining the passive voice, the verb will is placed at the beginning of the sentence, followed by the subject tea, then the auxiliary verb be, and finally the agent as, introduced by. This results in the question, will tea be taken by us? This structure retains the focus on the action of taking tea and its recipient, while also posting it as an inquiry. What will you write? The answer is, what will be written by you? To convert this into the passive voice, the object what becomes the subject of the sentence, and the original subject you is moved to the end, introduced by. The verb write is transformed into the passive form will be written. This maintains the question form while shifting the focus to what will be written. Thus, the passive sentence reads, what will be written by you? He will not help me. You tell me the answer now. Bye bye. Take care.